Okay, we are recording. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm Eloise Ansell. I am a bars facilitator and practitioner based in Brighton in the UK. And I'm here with the wonderful Ebru. Hello.
Hi, my dear. I am based in London. If you're talking about where are we living,
You're just
let's
over
start.
there.
Let's start with that one. We are further apart, but yeah, Zoom is keeping us close by. I am actually a certified facilitator in access consciousness, and I wrote my first book in Turkish, and I'm looking forward to see my book being published in different languages as well. I
English.
in
Yeah.
English, start with, and I don't know any other languages. The book
So
probably
what is it called in
it's
English?
called Everything is Possible.
Ooh.
It's exciting. I love the cover. Just to probably mention a little bit about my background, I have been in corporate life for 21 years and truly enjoy up until a certain point. I initially started in Istanbul in Turkey, and then I moved with my husband to Dublin and then Manchester. Then I lived in Holland and carry on working in that corporate life, corporate firms, and in London since 2005. So 20 years abroad of a Turkish woman's life out of 50 years. It has been delight. It has been pleasure up until a period. Then I start a little bit questioning about life. What am I doing? What is going on? Why do I feel a bit like autopilot, like doing things that I do every day, which doesn't actually interest me anymore? And I
Mhm.
think I went through a pretty severe depression period for a while that I have been questioning everything, like really truly what is going on, is this how it's meant to be, is this life really, like I have everything in terms of like things supposed to keep us happy, like having a lovely family, a good job, good salary, investments, house, cars, everything. You're supposed to tick everything. Like these are the happiness
The
prerequisites
formula for happiness.
formula. Exactly. I know we see that wasn't me, and I can see that one. But at that time, this is probably now more than 10, 12 years ago, 13 almost. And yeah, I have been truly questioning, like, what is that? Like, and also I have been pretty much hard worker throughout all my life, like student life, working and everything, and trying to find this balance, this magical word, like among your different roles, responsibilities as a mom, as a wife, as a businesswoman, as a sister, as a daughter, as a friend, which is pretty demanding, I presume, and probably there are lots of people who can resonate with what I'm saying. So I think depression is something sometimes good for people, like to recognize the life that you have been living may not be actually yours anymore. Maybe there is something else for you. And
Yeah.
that was the true search for me, actually. I kind of started looking why I'm here, what am I doing? And when you make such a strong demand in life, and I think something hears you. Is this universe, is this God, or whatever, like something, or someone is holding your back. And that was my experience. And I always say I was lucky that I came across with this modality, access consciousness, like 9 years ago. And initially, I can even say it was too good to be true. That's what I say. Like, really, everything, they say the founder of Access Consciousness, dear Gary Douglas, and the co-creator of Access, Dr. Dane here, like really, whatever they say was like almost 100% matching what I'm willing to hear. And it is strange in one side, like, where everything that we were told, and the way we grown up, that we think it's true, it's real for us, it's our truth. Whereas obviously it wasn't, it hasn't been. And when you start discovering a different way of living with these tools, access consciousness tools, I actually changed everything in my life. And this is how my book came out, like few months ago, I would say, and I truly enjoy being the facilitator of Access Consciousness and translator of Gary and Jane and so many other lovely facilitators like Simone, Brandon, and I travel a lot across the planet with them, attending the classes, translating, and then I created obviously my own classes in Turkey, in the UK, and now I'm at this stage like, wow, what else is possible? Really, truly, and what else can I offer to the world with this amazing journey that I have been going through? And to be honest with you, like everybody talks about like being in the moment, being peaceful, like asking what you truly want in life. And now I can say I do know what do they mean, what exactly they mean. And it's so much empowering. I think it's also all about like that's the empowerment is the main thing that we might be missing in our society. Like we were kind of like limited with what we think is true for us, and lots of people are kind of get lost in that one and buying as if that's true for them, and I was one of them for years. But with these amazing tools, I discovered a different path, you know, and I truly enjoy. And I have been facilitating a lot of classes, and I know you also, as a past facilitator, you did some classes as well. So, what would you like to say about?
Well, I was going to say, you were talking about there being like kind of getting to that point of realizing that your life didn't fit you anymore. And I think a lot of people are at home at the moment having lots of time to reflect and think about what they want next. And I think that resonates with a lot of people at the moment. I think a lot of people probably are sat at home going, so I'm not in the office anymore.
What do I do? Yeah. That's also the big reality. Like when your life is not full or filled with everything that you have been doing, like for work, for home, for family, and such a big change across the whole planet, like it's time to really question, like, you know, your life. Is this really what you have been demanding, you have been asking for? And it's almost like I start saying people, we were pushed to have a change if you want to have one. Or you can, as an option, like sit and complain about everything going through, and you can be fearful, afraid of, am I gonna die, or this and that, and buy all these, you know, everybody's point of views, which is probably not true for you. If you're watching this video, obviously you're looking for something, you're looking for a change, and change is in line with your demand. Like, you know, are you really willing to change what is going on in your life? And maybe it's a very good time to have a look into things which hasn't been working, and what can I be and do to change that? What if it's not the end of anything? It does look like a big shock to many people, and what if this is an opportunity for us to really to have a different perspective? Like if things hasn't been working the way you would like to have, what if now is the time to change it? And what if you're the only one who can make this demand, and the only one that has the power is you? And it's almost like, what are you waiting for? You know, if now is the time for a big change, if not now, truly when? Like,
why not now? Yes.
In my 50 years old life, like I haven't seen anything like that, and nobody has seen anything like that. So why not take this as a possibility? You know, asking some questions about your life. And really, our mind is so limited. So many people are asking questions and answering their own questions with their mind and limiting what is possible. What if there is a wide, great, and beautiful, amazing possibilities? Like a big range that you had no clue. And what if the doors or whatever gates, whatever you're saying, or pathways gonna be open up as you demand more, as you ask more? Like, what will be fun for you? And also, I keep saying people, like, if you're not happy with something, why would you keep doing the same thing? And people are thinking they don't have a choice, which is probably a pretty, sticky point place to be. And have a guess who is going to change that? Or if
Yeah.
you're not willing to change, what are you doing to yourself? Probably you're just playing the victim. And
Yeah.
it's a
Or
pity.
playing small.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
for playing the weak, like weak victim, and this is not empowering you at all. And would you like to change that? Would you like to be the in charge boss, whatever you say, of your life? Or
Yeah.
blame the situation, blame the pandemic, and blame the financial, instability or unknown, uncertainty. And also I noticed that like unknown things or uncertainty is kind of, for some people, it's fearful. It's something like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. And again, it's a choice. You can be fearful, you can be anxious, or you might be excited about it. Like, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, I always,
Yeah.
I
The
always,
possibilities. Like,
exactly.
because people never, like, I, like, when I was back in the corporate world as well, and like back then, like, my friends look at me now doing this weird stuff, and they're like, how did you get from here to here? Do you know what I mean? People don't see how much life can change and how fun things can be
Yeah.
when they're not looking for those opportunities.
Mm. And also, they do define you and themselves, like what you have been doing so far.
Yeah.
But if, yeah, you can change that. But whereas I think consistency and being in the same path for years is something people think they do desire.
Yeah.
But what if that's okay for some people? It might be valid for some people, but it may not be for all of us. Like if you are a seeker like you, me, and maybe there is a very different way of functioning. And I think the beauty of the Access Consciousness tools, it's providing that to you. It's giving everything to you to look for your own truth. What is your reality? What do you
Yeah.
choose? And also the choice is entirely yours. Like if you're making a choice, Eloise, why would I judge it? Why would I criticize?
Yeah.
Why would I need to say anything? It's Eloise's
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah. And it's always the best one because it's mine.
Exactly. And it doesn't need to be my best choice. And even it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a best or good choice. What if it's just a choice? And what if you can change that again? So
Yeah.
this is actually, when we talk like that, Eloise, I think for some people we're like, what are they talking? Are they crazy?
Yeah.
Please
Because I
do.
think some people, you start talking to someone and they're like, oh, I want to make a change. Like, I don't like my corporate role, let's say, and I want to do something for myself. But it's almost like they need to know exactly what's going to happen for the next 15 years if they leave before they can make that choice. And it's,
Is there such a thing? Does anyone can know like what's going to happen 15 years later, or the choice you're going to make right now? How would that show up in the next 15 years? I don't think anyone can do that. So
no.
why would you bother, and why would you worry about like 15 years later? Like if this is something excites you, why don't you go for it? And if it doesn't work, why don't you make a different choice?
Yeah.
And not judge yourself and keep making different choices, and every choice is going to bring you loads of opportunities, and from that you will learn, you will gain awarenesses, and you will actually find your own way. Like when I look back, really, I don't look back so often, I don't have any regrets. No regrets at all. And also, like, I'm not also saying that everybody needs to quit their job, their existing job. No, that's not the message. The message is, if it is not working for you, would you like to make a change about that? And this is also why so many people cannot make this change, because they don't know what to do. They don't know where to start. And they
Yeah.
don't have the space to make that choice because their mind is so much on the way. They have so much, limitations and belief systems, like especially in the corporate life. If you have a good job, good salary, why would you move? Like
Yeah.
how would you make the same amount of money? It's as if money is the solution for everything. Like there are so many people, they have the money but they don't look happy. Like when I look at the Eloise people's face and eyes, especially, like I do say, I don't know, is this a nice way of saying I don't think so, but I will say it anyway because that's me. It's like a dead fish. Like you know, their
Yeah.
eyes is just like, I was almost like gonna knock knock, is anyone
Oh
there,
yeah.
like, are you there, are you there? It's just like, really, they kind of talk,
Yeah.
they are not present, they are not there physically, and you know, and if so, is this real life you want to have? And if not, again, like, here are the tools. And this is also why you and I have this mutual interest, access consciousness. I love access bars, which is, how would you define? Like, I will just roll the ball on your side. How would you talk about access bars? What would you say?
Wow. I love bar. You know, so I come from lots of different backgrounds, and I've had loads of different tools for chilling the brain out and doing things over the years.
I
But
like
when
that.
I first had my bars run, I was like, okay, something has shifted. And I have a lot of tools in my kit. So if something shifts something, I pay attention, you know. And so I've been feeling, you know, even though I love what I'm doing and it's going, you know, everything's going along fine. I came to the bars and I was just like, I hadn't realized that I'd been stuck again. And so it got things moving again. So just by touching these 32 points on the head for like 1 hour of lying down and receiving the bars, it's like everything changed again. It was
How
beautiful.
exactly? What
Yeah.
was the magic? How exactly? What was the magic?
Yeah, no, and I can't define it. I
Yeah,
really can't define it. It was just like I was just realizing that I'd been stuck and things started to shift again.
how beautiful
So
is that?
change came in again instead of just being like,
I
yeah,
I kind of define, if I need to define at all, but it's like a magic. If bars, access bars,
yeah,
this head treatment, like gentle touch to 32 points in the head, if this is not magic, what is magic? I would say, really,
yeah,
truly, like you're just laying in front of someone in a massage table and they just gently touch to your head. And I sometimes just wish it is not finishing after an hour and a half. Can I have
yeah.
more? More, please? More? And yeah, and I have some people like, when they, you know, get out of the massage table, they kind of say like, how long was it? I was like, an hour and a half. Like, really? You know,
Really,
it just felt, it didn't feel that long. But they say, like, a couple of people especially, I love the way they describe it, it's far deeper and relaxing and nurturing than a long good night's sleep. And I'm like,
yeah.
wow, this is
Or
exactly
a long meditation session.
exactly. I
Yeah.
also had a lovely friend that he had a bicycle accident at that time. And when he received the first bar session from me, he described, and I didn't explain anything about like what is bars, access consciousness. He had no expectation. He's a lovely guy. He does yoga and all that stuff. He's into these type of things, but first experience of access bars. And he was so sweet. He said, Ebru, I don't know what you did, but you created a space for me. He's saying, actually, I'm creating a space. I created a space for him so that his body can heal
Mm,
itself. And I'm like, wow, that's the, you know, one of the
yeah.
most profound things I have ever heard. Like, I'm as able not doing anything on him or his body, but just creating a space for himself to be healed.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
letting go of things. I had one lady get off the table and she was like, wow, it was really deep. And then she emailed me a week later and said that like she had all of this charge and judgment and issues with some of her family and it just disappeared. So all of these years of kind of resentment and anger and everything towards some of her family just dissipated. And she was like, how? I just lay down on the table for an hour. Yeah.
It is not explainable, but probably we can just mention what it does. It
Mm,
is releasing our fixed point of views, the lies we bought, the judgments that we have been functioning. It's just a, like, you know, delete button in our computer. Like,
yeah.
we keep storing them. This is also why so many people are stuck, because they don't know where these, you know, stuck points they have. Like, how they can locate them, and how they can release them. But for this session, they don't need to do anything. It's just like they need to open to receive. And also, maybe the challenge can only be like how much you're willing to receive. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
every every person will receive something different at a different level, depending on where they are at on their own personal journey in life. And I remember my first bar session. I just couldn't believe the next day. I was like, I was actually looking like, it's kind of like I was trying to hear all the noises that I was hearing or all the things keeping my mind busy. What happened? Like, it's almost like something just spaced out in my head, like something gone, like, you know, where, and I wasn't calling them back, but anyhow, like it was so spaced out. That's
Where have
exactly.
my friends gone?
I was like, I was keeping myself busy. I keep saying like I have 40 or 41 foxes going around my head, and my fox run away after the first session. I went back to the same woman saying like, what was that? Because I didn't have a clue. And I didn't ask anything about access bars. When I had the first bar session, I had no clue, like, you know, what she's going to do, where she's going to touch, how long, what's going to happen, you know,
Yeah.
nothing like that. But because I enjoyed so much and I had really, really had a great, you know, feeling afterwards, I went back to her and I asked, like, what is this? How can I learn this? And she was like, oh, you can learn it within a day. And I'm like, really? One day I can learn what you did on me? And is that possible? And she was so funny. She's a lovely Turkish lady, actually. I got my first classes, bars and foundation in Turkey, in Istanbul, initially. And she was so sweet. She said, you're going to get an international certificate, like, you know, bars practitioner you can be, and you can use it anywhere. I'm like, wow, you know, I'm not interested in certificate, but I'm interested in the experience. So I can actually work on so many people. People can get the same experience or similar experience I hope I get. And that was my starting, like 9 years ago, starting point. And I was looking like, who else would like to learn this? Before I know, I became certified facilitator because what is next? What is next?
What's next?
This feels that good. Like, what is next? Which class? You know, I was kind of like scheduling all my classes one after each other. And before I know, I was just ready to be the certified facilitator and do the next level of classes.
Yay!
Yay.
And that enabled you to teach foundation.
I love foundation class. It's almost like the name even speaks itself, like foundation, like a base, foundation of your life, all your beliefs, your point of views, what you bought from your parents, from your culture, from your society, and all that stuff. And
let's pull it all away.
Exactly. Let's put it down, like it's like magic carpet gone, or a new magic carpet you're gonna get on. And yeah, I mean, 4 days foundation, one of my favorite classes that I love facilitating, in which we actually talk probably about everything, every topic in life, from family to money, financial stations, and anything we bought from other people, like, you know, how we live as a limited being, or are we limited beings, or we have so many other capacities like an infinite being. And yeah, all these feelings, emotions, how they have an impact on us, and what are the easy tools and ways of releasing them, and loads of verbal processing as we use in access consciousness together with the clearing statement. It's almost like a magic land, let's put it that way. Like, if people cannot hear at this time of the, you know, we're getting on, I think this is the time they can hear there is a magic, and here are the truths. Come on, you can use it. We have been changing our lives for so long. Now it's your turn to change it if you like. And also we cover some body processes which are fun as well. Like one that I learned first is for immune system, that I have been, when I learned it like 9 years ago, I use a lot with my daughter, that she was getting quite sick, cold, you know, all these stuff in the nursery a lot, so often that we need to use antibiotics and all that stuff. And I was pretty tired of. And when I learned this, one of the body processes that we taught in foundation class, she actually getting, you know, she's getting better and better. And then we stopped taking all these, you know, medications and all that stuff. And I was relieved, actually. So it's almost like we're giving all the power to our bodies, like back to its original, whatever, like factory settings, that they can actually heal themselves. And that's just one example. I'm not sure what else you can say. You have done the foundation classes.
Yeah. But it's a great opportunity to spend 4 days in question, like looking at how you're programmed and unwinding all of that. It's really nice.
I like the way you
We,
took your
we
friend.
don't get much time to do that.
And for some people, actually, they keep asking, like, what do you do for 4 days?
4
Goodness,
days.
a long time. And I'm like, you'll see at the end that it's not going to be enough for you. You would love it and you want to stay longer. Like, if you're looking for a change, here are the tools for you. And would you like to be facilitated on that one? Then we say facilitated, it's mainly asking questions like, what do you know? It's almost like keep asking questions so that people can turn, kind of like look inside, find their own way, try to face with their own reality rather than the one that has been sold to them for years. And it is a gift. And I can remember the first foundation that I had in Istanbul, yeah, and then obviously in the UK and so many others. So it is fun, and it is for people who are looking for a change, truly. And I also noticed, Eloise, I think I can make such a bold comment. I would say access consciousness is such a modality that I have seen over the 9 years. Like more and more people across the planet have been choosing. It's spreading over like a lovely virus. I would
A magic virus.
magic virus, I would say, like magic wand, yeah. And when we started, when I say we, my sister and I started 9 years ago, it was only like in 16 countries. And now it's around, I think, 180 or almost 180, which is a big jump, big spread. And
Yeah.
there
In
must be
such a
something.
short time. Yeah.
Exactly. There must be something working, and people are demanding, asking, finding, and
Yeah.
expanding. It's all changing, like all the time it's changing. That's also the beauty. The world changing, I'm changing, you're changing. The
Yeah.
tools that we have been using, on a regular basis, updated, changing as well. And it is such a joy. And the mantra is also all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory, which
Mm.
is not necessarily everybody's demand on a daily basis. But when we ask for it, we ask you shall receive, as in Bible.
Yeah. So the mantra of access, the idea is that we say it 10 times in the morning and 10 times in the evening. So if you want to start with that, it's a great thing to play with. All of life
And,
comes to me with ease and joy and glory.
and some people think this is like a positivism, like being Pollyanna.
Yeah.
Not really. When you say all includes everything. Like now, this pandemic, and
Yeah.
any financial problem, any loss, anything is not going well in your life, like divorce, separation, losing the beloved ones, everything you're demanding from the universe to come to you with ease, joy, and glory. And when you demand the ease, it kind of comes to you if you're truly asking for it. I have quite a lot of friends that their parents passed away last couple of years, I should say, and one is recently that I have been in touch with her. Yeah, access consciousness tools, access bars even itself is a great gift to help people in these special moments, and they're grateful that they have come across with these tools. And if like death is the tough topic in this world, it's
Yeah.
something we avoid to look. It's something we think as an end, and there is a lot of grief afterwards for the people, stay behind. And what if there is a very, very different way of living? Are you up for it? Are you demanding it? And
Yeah.
here are just the flavor of access consciousness tools. And if you let me, Eloise, I can talk for hours.
Oh
And
yeah, I know.
well, because
We can chat for days. Yeah.
exactly, maybe the rest is another time. Maybe this is
Yeah.
for the time being. Like if this is the time to look at your life and
Yeah.
see where
Make
can
a
I
demand.
make a demand to change it. And
Yeah.
truly, if you're not making this demand, when would you like to do that? When is the time?
When would now be a good time? Yes.
Looks like it. And also there is no time concern anymore. Like, I don't have time. Here we go. You have plenty of time. Are you using? Are you choosing it? That's the question. But anyhow, this is what we have been choosing for so far. And I wonder who else can choose same or similar tools to include in their lives. Exactly. So I would say until our next episode, this is all for today. I love being and talking and whatever we're doing together. It's fun.
Yeah, and we like fun. So
Bye for now.
Cheers. Any questions? Send us a comment, ask us, and we'll get back to you. Okay.
That will be pleasure.
Bye, lovely.
Bye. Bye. See you later.